A new start and a new finish line today for the last stage in Morocco. Once more, the navigators were put to the test with very little in the way of markings. Those who were here last year would, however, recognise some of the terrain here in the south of Morocco. What a great way to finish this week of racing with 419 kilometres of timed stage between Wed Hamra and Drufifa. What a welcome awaited the AfricaEcoRace in Fort Chakal yesterday. Jean-Louis Schlesser thanked Mr. Stedate Ben Massoud, the president of the commune of Jishira, as he once more welcomed the AfricaEcoRace with open arms and a fabulous spread. Let's start with the T2 category and some more news of Kenjiro Shinozuka. The Japanese driver has been planning this race for a year. He's also bringing humanitarian aid to a school in Dakar, a project very close to his heart. He finished 20th this evening. Deep within the car-truck category, 4 SSVs are battling it out within minutes of each other for the top spot. As per yesterday, victory went to Jean-Luc Pisson-Cicaldi, followed closely by Jean-Claude Ruffier and Benoît Frétin. In this, the 11th edition of the AfricaEcoRace, we have an Ironman in our midst. Once more, solo at the wheel of his monstrous Tatra is Tomasz Tomaszek. For the second year in a row, the Czech, nicknamed Captain Solo, chose to take on this challenge without a navigator or a mechanic.
My work is I'm working alone in garage, and I like to be alone, to be kind. You know? I'm not so communicative person, you know, and I'm happy that I'm alone in this moment.
But it turned out to be a bad day for Tomaszek. The clutch went on his truck and he came back to camp on the broom wagon, losing him his place as the leading truck. That place was quickly taken by Elizabeth Jacinto. The Portuguese driver leaves Morocco and her favourite part of the rally with a stage win and a big, albeit tired, smile.
It was really hard today.
We drove really fast to make up time because we had mechanical problems at the start. We had to stop, take out the tools and repair it. So we lost time. We drove hard to make it up. It's tiring because I had to keep my foot down. Jacinto finished 7th overall in the stage, 6 minutes behind Dominique Laure, who remains at the top of the car-truck combined category. He had hoped to make it 5 victories in a row, but it wasn't to be. He was 5th today. Third step on the podium belonged to Mr. and Mrs. Julien, the bakers from Paris. They are thrilled with their race thus far, and today in particular. We attacked for 320 kilometres. The first 100 kilometres we were in everyone's dust. And once we overtook them a bit, we really attacked and attacked hard. Today was really rolling with lots of navigation. We had to pay real attention. We couldn't miss any directions at all. And that's where I had the most fun, saying, I found it, I found it. It's here. This really is a dream for me. The day was very fast for Patrick Martin. He didn't let up once. He knew he had to avoid the traps, and until the last 10 kilometres he was right on track. Then, after a little wander off course, he finished the stage in 2nd place. He was 36 seconds behind Sergei Kuprianov. The Russian and his brother, who we usually see at the wheel of a huge Kamaz truck, have decided to downsize to buggy-sized adventure. And they certainly are learning quickly. On arrival, he couldn't quite believe his ears. This is great news for my brother and me. It's great. I'm really pleased. It's the first time I've driven a buggy, and it's my first stage victory. It's really incredible. I can't get over it. Results for today are as follows. A first stage victory for Kuprianov ahead of Patrick Martin and Mr. and Mrs. Julia. Jean-Pierre Strugo was 6th. Overall, no change. Dominic Lohr even advanced his lead over Strugo to 22 minutes and 30 seconds. The Julians are 3rd, and the first truck, that of Jacinto, is 7th. After 14 Dakars, Patrice Carillon is taking on his first AfricaEcoRace, completely alone with no help or assistance. Alongside him, there are about a dozen others benefiting from a service put in place by the organisers. Welcome to the world of Mal Moto. For these bikers and one SSV, this is an adventure with an added challenge. They have everything they need for 2 weeks packed into 2 small trunks. The Mal Motos come without a mechanic. We do the race completely alone. And in the evening we're on our own too. No help from a mechanic. We can help each other, of course, but we're all about adventuring 100% solo. It's a return to the rally roots when we do Mal Moto. I have tyres, obviously, and also a lot of levers, a bit of everything, a battery, parts, brake discs, and a spare engine. A typical day, we don't have to get up too early, which is great. Breakfast, and then we start racing. There are some really long stages. We're doing 400 to 500 kilometre stages at a time. So we arrive here about 3 or 4, and then we prepare the bike for the following day. We look to see what's not right, we prepare ourselves, and then we do our road book. So we have 2 trunks. I have one with my stuff, including my tent, and I have my trunk with all the bike parts and a spare engine if I need it. Yesterday I was missing some parts, so I asked one of my favourite riders if he could lend me the parts so I could start again this morning. We're always alone, but we do look after each other. When we're racing, it's a race. If someone falls, we stop. If not, we're here to ride all day long. Malmoto is great, and Motul have provided a great team. They put our tyres on and give us oil. They give us the products we need for our daily upkeep. It's good. They set us up a little camp too, which is nice. How much does it cost? Well, with the engine, about 4,000 to 5,000 euros for the parts. That's it. Patrice Carillon came in 8th this evening, 7 places up from yesterday. Simone Agazzi has found his mojo and his smile again. After his fall 2 days ago, the Italian is back on form. He got a little lost today at the beginning, found Domenico Cipollone and then rode with him the rest of the day. He came in 5th today in a time of 4 hours, 45 minutes and 50 seconds. Martin Benko finished 4th this afternoon. He seemed in a hurry to get back to camp after a great first week in Morocco.
Today it was the last day before of the rest day that I'm very happy that tomorrow we have only service day, not the racing day. It was a long stage, very fast. It was tricky navigation. Thank God we were together that we checked both. It's okay.
Benko's riding buddy for the day, Felix Jensen, finished third. The Norwegian has managed this week well and finishes fifth in the GC. He can't wait to get back to the sands of Mauritania, where he feels more confident. Same goes for Paul Anders Olav Alsæter. The Norwegian rider made clear his strategy for next week on board his KTM to lose as little time as possible to Buturi by hanging on to his coattails.
Oh, it was good, but Buturi passed me and he made perfect navigation and he's so fast, so sometimes I can't follow the roadbook. I just have to go sometimes, but that was for me very, very good day.
This man also had a great day. The former Italian under-21 rugby player Alessandro Buturi has loved his first week here. He's pleased to be the leader at this stage in his very first time. It's my first Africa race, and I think it's the most incredible race. Once again, it all comes down to the navigation. Everything is fantastic. I love the desert, there's no one for miles, and you have to do it all alone. A quick look at the bike results for the fifth stage, with the third victory for Buturi ahead of Paul Anders Olav Alsæter. Jensen makes up the top three and Patrice Carillon, the first French rider, was eighth. In the GC, Buturi is ahead of Olav Alsæter by only 7 minutes and 16 seconds. Benko is third and Philippe Cavelius seventh. That's all for today and for this year's Moroccan stages. Tomorrow, for the fifth year in a row, the drivers and riders will have a well-earned rest day in Dakhla on the Atlantic coast. As usual, we'll leave you with some of today's best images. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.